a subpoena for those files in the Senate as well as in the House. Obviously, the president was informed that his name appeared multiple times and then denied it. But the fact that he was informed and the decision was made to refuse to release the files smacks of a cover-up. What we're seeing is a cover-up ongoing in real time. The American people deserve better. It's not a matter of congressional prerogative. The American people deserve to see what's in those files. And frankly, in the president's interest, only disclosure of those files can dispel the lingering doubt about his complicity in this cover-up and the assumption that he's directing it.
But are you concerned the president could have halted the release of documents because he was worried his name was in there?
No, I mean, everybody knows that he knew Epstein at some point. They're both New York. I mean, there's a video of it. Now, he's said this for years, so I don't think any of that's a surprise that he's mentioned the documents. I mean, of course, it's everybody who's ever met the guy is going to be mentioned. I mean, again, we're probably talking about hundreds of thousands of pages. I'm just, as a former prosecutor, you have a prosecutor file. I mean, it's probably like every scrap of paper Epstein's ever had. I mean, that's what I'd want if I was a prosecutor. So, it's not a surprise. Like, anybody who ever met him is going to get mentioned, quote unquote. So I don't think that's a big deal.
Senator, do you find it strange?
But nor is it a reason to withhold the documents. I mean, she put them all in order.
Do you find it strange, or
I'm confident when it comes to the idea that Trump did something nefarious, and Biden sat on it for 4 years. It's hard to believe, but just put it out, let people look at it.
Is that your message to the president? You talk to him often.
Yeah, I think he's going to the grand jury. Just put everything out, make it as transparent as you can, protect victims.
Would you be interested in this?
Instead of talking about that, we're all talking about Epstein.
Well, but clearly it's a distraction, and like I said, this is not like it's not a new situation. Epstein has been around for years and years and years, and those files have been in custody of both our Democratic administration and our Republican one. So, but if there is something, let's just release it. But what I'm saying, though, I'm not really convinced that it's the blockbuster that some people believe that it is, and I'm not going to live in a conspiracy kinds of and head down every rabbit holes.
All right, sorry guys, we got to.
Look, at the end of the day, we got to get back on what we're doing to help the American people and get distractions off the table. And I doubt seriously, in spite of the fact that the House went home, that you are going to forget about this between now and Labor Day. So the best way to deal with this is to release the file and let the facts speak for themselves. Got to go.
Thanks, Senator.
Not only from Ms. Maxwell to Congress, but also a full and open disclosure of all the documents maintained currently by the FBI. For example, we know that they have over 1,000 hours of videotapes, surveillance tapes that were taken and preserved from inside of Epstein's mansions. We want those released immediately. And President Trump could do that with a swipe of a pen and an executive order tomorrow if he chose to do so. Well, it's frustrating. It's obviously incredibly frustrating. The victims believed him and took him at his word that he was going to get into office and immediately release everything. We have said since this whole thing started, and this goes back, by the way, to 2006. This is going on almost 20 years of this Epstein saga. And we have always maintained that this was a broad conspiracy, that it was a sexual pyramid with Epstein and Maxwell at the top of the pyramid. But there were many people involved in these sex scandals throughout the world, and we want them all disclosed. We want the public to hear from the FBI's files about everyone that was involved in this scandal, not just Maxwell and Epstein. And it's frustrating that the president now is backtracking on the promises that he made to the general public to release this information. No one ever showed us, and we never saw a discrete actual list of people. What we did see are phone books and message pads of people that were calling the home and making arrangements for women and girls to be sent over to their house. And then those arrangements would be made by Ghislaine Maxwell. So, is there a quote unquote list? I never saw it. I don't know that one exists, but that doesn't mean that there weren't a whole bunch of individuals that were taking part in this entire, scheme, this sexual exploitation scheme. And, look, Donald Trump was admittedly close friends with Jeffrey Epstein for many years. We've seen him in numerous photographs at numerous events and parties with him. So if he's innocent and there is nothing that is, scary to him in these files, release them. But if he doesn't release them, then the public is going to be concerned that there is something in these files that maybe implicates him in this conspiracy. So release it. Well, certainly, I think the victims want this information to be released. But I think that in order to prevent things like this from happening in the future, that there needs to be accountability on all parts. That means accountability on the part of all powerful, wealthy individuals that were taking part in this scheme. So at the end of the day, if he doesn't release these documents, then I think it's a political nightmare for Donald Trump. I think that everybody is going to have serious questions if he fails to release and fully disclose this information.